Narcomatic. So here I am with special effect lighting, my Philips Go Blue light. It's supposed to help inspire a good mood. You happy yet looking at it? So my friend here, abuser in narcomantic land, has inspired me to make this video about narcs helping. The rare few times that we'd actually lower ourselves as their children to ever ask them for help, any sort of assistance whatsoever. And their version of helping, how they're going to write the whole script of how it's going to go down. And you better believe there's a great big guilt trip and plenty of strings attached. And they'll call the shots and they'll tell you how it's all going to be. I guess one of my early memories of that was I was about 19 or 20, living in downtown Toronto. My father was Narc ex-father, was living in Pickering, and I called and said, you know, I'm out of food. Could I please borrow $20 so I can buy some food? I'm his youngest of 4 children and only daughter, and I never ask for help. So there I was asking him for that. You know, he drove to Toronto, met me in the parking lot next to where I lived. He wouldn't come to call on me. He made me wait. I'll meet you in the parking lot. So half an hour later, he arrives, and he got out of his car, walked briskly over to me, reached in his wallet, took out a $20 bill, held it up, and then crumpled it into a ball and threw it on the asphalt. Turned around, stomped back to his car, got in, and sped off. He said nothing. He said nothing. This is how he treated his daughter. And yeah, $20, paltry sum, crushed in a ball and thrown on the ground. And the whole family is like that. Anytime anything was done for me, there was always the price tag waved or mentioned. I remember one Christmas, I really wanted some money. You know, I wanted money so I could get what I wanted, and they knew that. And my narc mother, ex-mother, really need to say ex. She doesn't deserve to be called mother. My narc ex-mother handed me this box with a big sort of facade of glee on her face, and I opened it up, and it was this hideous, nerdy librarian type blouse with the ruffles here and on the sleeves. It was a white blouse, buttoning up prim and proper. And anyone who knows me knows that is the absolute polar opposite of what I am. She goes, I hope you appreciate that. It was $100. And she left my room, left me in my room with that. And I bit the sleeve, created a small hole, and ripped it. I ripped it. I hate that damn blouse. I hated it. Hated it, and I hated her. Speaking of Christmas, okay, it's not just favors now. We're talking about them giving things. All right, it's just about narcs and their presents and helping. Another Christmas, uh, we took to drawing names, and what would happen would be the person who got your name, they'd be buying you a gift, and you buy whoever's name you got. And the last Christmas I spent with my stupid family, my mother had drawn my name, and she asked me, "What do you want?" And there's a general limit of $50 per person, but they know I'm broke as well, right? They know I'm broke as well, so being the mother, you'd think it would be a little more, whatever. But she asked me what I wanted, and I said, I really would love a bottle of Chanel No. 5. I rather like that perfume. It's not my favorite, but I like it. And yeah, one person gets one person to buy for. So that Christmas, she invited me to come sit down here in the basement where the tree was and everything. And Lynn is going to open her gift. My brother's wife, who hates me, by the way. She always has, and the feelings are quite mutual. Some haggish woman. Anyways, Lynn's going to open her gift. Didn't quite know why. She's going to open the gift since it's mother to give me something. And Lynn opened her gift, and it's a big bottle of Chanel No. 5. Oh, Denise, said Mother, go smell it. Isn't it heavenly? Spray a bit on your wrist, Lynn, for Denise to smell. So she did, and of course it smells like Chanel No. 5. She goes, now you open your gift. With the big pleased expression, and Lynn was smiling too. And so I opened mine, and there's a Chanel label. And I thought, oh, well, she got us both a box. How odd, since she didn't get Lynn's name. But anyways, I open it up, and it's a bottle of Chanel bath oil and a great big sticker on the front, free with purchase. Yeah, get the Zildjian cymbal sound happening. Joke's on me. And that was my Christmas gift. She got my gift. The sister-in-law and I got the free with purchase. She wanted Lynn to take that in, and she wanted to sit there and take it in herself, just soak up the whole special effect of me getting the free with purchase, and the person that I'm not so keen on, whose name wasn't even drawn, to get the gift I'd asked for. But there's fun in the whole family. It's not just Mom. No. My eldest brother, Richard, we were at a family gathering, and he brought up Tim Hortons. Very popular in Canada. It's not even a Canadian company anymore. It's been sold to a company in the States. Anyways, he's ranting and raving about Tim's, and he loves Tim Hortons. And I said, I detest Tim Hortons. They make the most putrid coffee. It tastes like you tie a string around a coffee bean and drag it through a cup of water. It's weak and watery, and I don't like the taste of it. It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And so he heard it. He heard me say my opinion of this company during a family obligatory get-together. Anyways, guess who's got my name for Christmas that year? Huh? That's right. Richard. And he generously gave me a gift card not for $50, it was for $70. Isn't that generous? 20 beyond. Now, I hate gift cards, and here's why. Because the person giving the gift card decides where you're going to shop, how much you're going to spend, and basically you can't cash it in for money. What was it a gift card for? Can you guess? Huh? It was a $70 gift card for Tim Hortons. Yeah, get your Zildjian symbol. Joke's on me. Fun, fun, fun. So fast forward several years. I'd since fired the Narc family, and I was only in touch with that one brother, Richard. Not like I'd stayed in touch. We weren't like really in touch, but as soon as I fired the Narcs, for some reason, he, the eldest, started calling me, taking great interest in me and how I'm doing. Basically using me as the portal through which he had to get to my son, access to visit my son, my great son, my only child, my beloved son, who I was shielding from the Narcs and still continue. And with my explicit instructions, he's not to speak about the Narcs. He's not to tell them that he's in contact with me. Oh no. And he's never to try to get us to go to see them. None of that. I was making the rules and calling the shots. And let this be a stern warning. Don't mingle with those who continue to consort with your abusers, because they're the appointed family spies. They're the golden children enabling flying monkeys, and they're on a mission. It has nothing to do with seeing how you're doing. So basically, he and his wife were hijacking the holidays, calendar holidays, and birthdays, etc., and using that as an excuse to try to force a get-together, all right? So they'd come by and insist on getting together, and they liked at the beginning of having me over, and I didn't like going over there because he's like Mr. CCTV fanatic. He likes gadgets and surveillance equipment, and I don't trust him. And he's got CCTV cheapest version, but cameras all over his house, within and outside. And then he started insisting we go to restaurants, but it was restaurants way the hell out in the middle of nowhere near his house. Probably again with the Narcs somewhere nearby, or surveillance, or, you know, recording even on his phone or whatnot. But and then I started saying, no, we've got to come here. So I remember my walking wasn't doing so well. It started getting worse and worse. And I started being concerned about my, you know, health. And I remember my brother bringing up that my son, he's put aside some money for his education, which seemed nice, you know. He said 6,000 or something he put aside. And while that sounds nice, if you think about it, right? Strings attached. Strings attached. So he insisted there were no strings attached. He actually feigned outrage. He said he resented the fact that I insinuated there's strings attached. But then he started trying to dictate where my son's going to go to school, etc., etc. Well, when I told my brother that I had just been diagnosed at the time with cancer, diagnosed with a gastrointestinal stromal tumor and a brain tumor. It's benign. And multiple sclerosis, fallen apart. Um, Suddenly he says, the next time I saw him, he said, now there's $20,000 put aside for your son's education. I said, where did that money come from? Better not have come from the Narcs, because he knew I was refusing money from the Narcs. And he said, no. I said, well, where did you get it from? He said, well, you wouldn't like the answer. Guess what? Finally, one day he just let it slip that it was from the Narcs. And of course I'm not accepting it. Of course I'm not accepting it. And of course it's a ploy just to control my son's education, to control how the money's going to be given, when it's going to be given, what he's going to do to keep tabs on where he is, and no doubt to try to force some sort of a meeting with my son and the Narcs, and then the smear campaign, and then trying to get my son away from me. And it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna let it happen. My son wants no part of it. And then, as my walking deteriorated, I told my brother, um, I'm really trying to raise money, maybe, or see about a GoFundMe or something to try to get a mobility scooter, because I need to get around. And he said to me, you really need a scooter? I said, yes, I can't walk. It's ridiculous. My son had to carry me 2 blocks because I fell and I couldn't get up. And he said, oh, it's sad. Well, pick the one you want and I'll buy it for you. And naive me thought he was going to do what he said he was going to do. And I thought, oh, how generous. I've misinterpreted what he's like. So I picked the one I wanted, and it was, I think, $3,000 to $4,000, but a very good one and a new one. Key is what I need, is a new one. And then my Christmas time was rolling around again, and we were to meet. And so I thought, well, he will have got me this mobility scooter. I'm looking forward to it, because he said nothing after I said, this is the one I want. And after he said, that was after he said, pick the one you want and I'll get it for you. So when we meet for this little pre-Christmas get-together, obligatory thing that he's trying to force, I said, so have you gotten the mobility scooter? And he's like, you can just go to the government for that. Yeah, we'll show you the papers to fill out, and this and that. Basically, shirking all responsibility and forgetting the offer to get me one. You think if I could just get one from the government, I would have by now? I can't. You can't just get one. You can't just get a note from your doctor and get a mobility scooter. And you need to live in a place that's got a ramp and everything. You can't live anywhere with stairs even to get one. And the government's so stingy, they won't just give anyone one. They'll only give someone who needs to get from the bed to the bathroom a mobility scooter. It's not supposed to be for travel. In other words, to go around to the store and whatnot. And I finally explained that to him and showed him proof of that's the fact. And so grumpily, He has a discussion with his wife. Okay, I guess I'm back to having to fulfill my initial offer. I didn't ask him, incidentally. He offers this mobility scooter. And he says, okay, well, we're going to get you a used mobility scooter. I said, no, I don't want a used mobility scooter. Don't bother. I'm going to start a GoFundMe then. And I said, I specifically don't want to use mobility scooter because it'll break down and the battery will die and I'll end up stranded. And I can't walk. I can barely walk at all. What if I have groceries or stuff? What am I supposed to do? Breaking down. What if it's in the middle of the street? I could get hit by a truck. I mean, God. So he heard that, right? About my fears and that I don't want to use scooters. So they're going to look for one. So he gets me a used, old, outdated, old model mobility scooter with a dying, almost dead battery. That's what he gets me. And when I told him the battery's almost dead, I need a new battery, and they're $500, you know what he said? Don't come to me. Not my problem. And my son, I told him, my son had said, since he's not planning for an education just yet, that you could take some of that $20,000 and buy me a new battery, and then he'll replenish that come the time, or I could replenish it come the time, saving up. And his wife's on the other end of the phone, and the two of them say in unison at the same time, they go, nah. So these are some stories, very true factual stories, incidents of the narcs offering to help. It's never going to be the way you want. And if you tell them something specifically that you don't want, that's what they're going to do. If you don't like it, that's what they're going to get you. Whatever you tell them you don't want, that's what you'll get. You know, almost makes me wish I told them I don't want a Maserati. Maybe I get one, as if. Anyway, sorry this is so long, but just thought I'd share that little tidbit about what narcs do when it comes to helping or gift giving. Beware the narc, beware the gift giver, because there's always strings attached, always, and a catch and a guilt trip. They'll tell you how much it cost, and they'll lay it. Hope you appreciate that. We couldn't afford it, you know. And it's not even true when they say that. They just say it to make you feel bad. To make you feel bad for needing help. Horrible me. Horrible youngest sister living in poverty when they've all been given things. But when it comes time to me needing something because I'm very ill and poor, they don't care. It's not like I'm feigning some illness. I've got 3 very serious health conditions. And you know what? Brought on, but instigated by narc stress. So there you go. Beware the helping hand that bears the claw, the talon of the toxic narc. Because it would rather claw your eyes out than help you. Claw your eyes out rather than help you. Red alert. I'd rather eat from a garbage can than take another thing from the narc, rest assured. I'd probably be in better health stance as well. Safer.